Mike, testing 1, 2, 3. Shotgun, test, test, test.
All right, we'll go ahead and get started here. Injury-wise, we came out pretty good, and so we'll assess guys tomorrow. Really happy for the guys, proud of them. You know, the defense getting 2 turnovers. I think we got 6 points off of that. Then the last drive, 17-play drive, with a will to win and saying that we are going to win the game and setting it up right there at the end. Really just proud of all parties. I couldn't be more proud of the kids, obviously, the coaching staff. It was fun. You know, those were tough conditions. I think the area that I was really pleased with, obviously I talked about the defense and getting the 2 turnovers, is we didn't have any turnovers. And I thought, you know, just trying to play field position out there and then taking advantage of opportunities when you get them. So in a better mood than when we were last week. Enjoy it tonight and then get back to work tomorrow and go from there. So with that, I'll answer any questions.
Coach, obviously it worked out, but the decision to take the knee and kick the field goal at the end as opposed to going for the touchdown, what was behind that?
Well, they elected. I think they still had 1 timeout left, but they kind of when they did not take the timeout, no reason to go down and try to score there. We got a lot of confidence in our kicker. You know what I can't even 2-yard line, 3-yard line, ball right in the middle. I like our chances, and that way you end the game.
Former guy with special team coaching experience there. I mean, this kind of a dream game for you for field goals and punts and strategy and all that kind of thing.
No, it was fun. You know, we talked about it all week. We talked about it right in here, starting on Wednesday, of what the day was going to look like. You know, from everything. The weather, the wind, how we were going to have to play the game. And at the end, we just kept saying, we are going to win this game. And that's what they did. Anytime you have a 17-play drive at the end of the game to get a walk-off field goal, I think that says something about your kids and your guys. So I couldn't be more proud of them.
What does it say, you think?
It says we just keep going. And I know we're not where we want to be. I understand all that. But you can't, based off that tape, you can't question who they are. And I was really happy for them that they were able to break through. You know, sometimes you knock at the door all the time and no one answers, then sooner or later you got to kick it down, and we did it tonight.
Coach, can you speak to the consistency of Derek Brown and Nick Thurman in the second half?
Oh boy, those guys. We talked a lot about. You know, we went with 6 defensive linemen up because it was going to be that type of day, and you know, we talked a lot about our defensive line and what I'm going to call our running group, our offensive line, and our receivers getting in there blocking to say, hey guys, let's be real estate agents after we get done with this game, which really means we're acquiring land during the game and trying to change field position. So really proud of our defensive line, no question.
What did you see, the wideouts on that final drive? That's a group that's been kind of much maligned publicly, at least this year. Mingo had it looked like a pretty good route, and then Shark's catch.
Oh, the guys made plays, and guys, I'll be honest with you, those weren't easy catches out there. And I was really proud of our guys really concentrating and making those plays. The thing that I saw today that you can't argue with is that there were plays that needed to be made, and they made the plays. So you can say, hey, did they take a step? And based off of that game, I'm going to say they are. So now next week, that's the standard, and now can we move it forward and push it forward?
Speaking of making plays, Smith-Marsette was more involved in the passing game today. Can you just speak about that? Because I know you're familiar with him on special teams, but.
Yeah, his number got called today. He did a really nice job. They did, some of the jet sweep stuff and kind of some of the inside handoff stuff. He just has a knack for kind of sliding through there, and that, it gave us another little wrinkle in the run game, which he needed today.
In the radio pregame, you watched all the fumbles with the App State game yesterday. Leading up to the game, how much was ball control, and even during the game, a focus?
Oh, it was huge. When I watched that game yesterday, I was thinking the same thing. And, I thought going into the game, you obviously you preach 100% ball security, but if one popped out, for example, on Smith-Marsette on the punt, we had a muff there. Was I shocked by that? I wasn't. because of the conditions. And I think mentally you already know that, but the kids did a good job of bouncing back, and we protected the ball, and that was big. And then even with regards to, I think early on, I think we popped the timeout right there at the end of the first quarter. We had the wind at our back with an opportunity just to make sure that we had the win so we could pin them down there and just try to maintain the field position game to make them go long drives.
This, especially that last drive, say about Bryce, the way he's kind of hung in there this year after all he's been through.
He's a winner. I mean, guys, think about that drive he put together, that all those kids put together in those conditions. And people might say, hey, with nothing to play for, there's a lot to play for, because whatever is on tape, that is who you are. So I was really proud of him. I thought he took another great step. I thought that he threw the ball well for what the conditions were. You know what I mean? So I was really proud of him. The kid's a winner.
Chris, what went into the decision, I'm sorry if you addressed this, to have Camus take a couple kickoffs?
Well, we thought about that early in the week. That kind of goes a little bit about when you coach up north and then you're playing Cordell Patterson back there and you're talking about field position. Eddie obviously can kick off for us, but that wind out there, what we were trying to do is Camus, really teams don't account for the kicker in coverage. So now we're getting obviously a better tackler out there. So that's why we did that when we were going that way.
The point was those were going to be squibs. And
Those were going to be squibs anyway. Because squibs, I mean, depending upon, I think what they get it to the 29 or 30. I mean, I'm okay with that on this type of day, and because it was about field position, the way our defense plays, I thought it was good.
on the conditions, any interesting kind of behind the scenes anecdotes that just what y'all did to endure that, or anything you tweaked or changed?
On Thursday, we just practiced with the wet ball all the way around. You know, it was a beautiful day here on Thursday. We'll all take that Thursday. But we, sprayed the football down all the time, and we played football with the wet football all day.
Interception by Xavier Woods that set up that game when you got
Big time play. I mean, obviously crafty veteran that I'm really happy for him. Actually, a little under the weather, fought through it, and to be able to make that type of play right there, I mean, that's big time. And kudos to our defense and the defensive staff. Outstanding job.
Chris, Miles Sanders didn't really get a lot of reps at back this game. What would you attribute that to?
I just think it's kind of how the game flowed. I thought when he was in there, I thought he did fine, thought he played well. We're going to be a running back by committee ball squad, and that's what we are, and it's just kind of how it worked out today.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.
Appreciate you, everybody. Thank you.